OK, well, to unpack all of this, let's speak now to Joe Siracusa. He's a professor of political history and diplomacy and dean of global futures at Curtin University. He joins us now from Perth in Australia. Joe, Biden's rhetoric on Netanyahu has hardened. At the same time, the US is now airdropping aid and sending aid vessels to the region. Is this all effectively an admission of failure and a sign that the US has lost its grip here?
Good morning, Charlotte. Well, actually, the Biden administration has washed its hands of Netanyahu. Can't deal with him anymore. Those references in the State of the Union address, various follow-up remarks, he's made it very clear that Netanyahu cannot follow the plan. I mean, Netanyahu cannot do anything to ameliorate the loss of life, and the Biden people want the optics for this to disappear. You know, they don't want all these dead children on the news around election time. And so I think President Biden, together with Secretary of State Blinken and others, have decided that they're done with Netanyahu. They want the next person. Now, Netanyahu and Naftali Bennett and others have made it very clear that all this aid coming in is very suspicious because, as far as the Israelis are concerned, Hamas is going to take the aid and maybe sell it on the black market. They don't trust who's going to distribute it. So, you know, even that doesn't make any sense. And of course, Netanyahu intends to occupy Gaza after the hostilities end, and that his job is to make sure that the international community doesn't shove a two-state Palestinian program down their throats. So, you know, Biden's done with them. You know, he's sort of sidling up to Benny Gantz and others. And, you know, in my lifetime during the Vietnam War, when President Kennedy or President Johnson or President Nixon didn't like what was going on in South Vietnam, we just simply got someone else to deal with. So I think Netanyahu has no more support from the United States, and President Biden has made it very clear that the Israeli-American relationship is on the line, okay? He says that Israel has the right to defend itself up until the point it kills innocent people. And because Netanyahu is not pulling back, and of course Netanyahu had the classic line the other day in Washington on a broadcast. He says the Americans did a hell of a lot worse after the war on terror. So what are they talking about? So anyway, they're done with each other.
OK, Joe, and briefly, is there an effort here by Biden in this election year to appease Muslim voters in the US?
Well, yeah, I mean, they've already, they're on notice that they may cost him the state of Michigan, maybe even the state of Minnesota. But I tell you what, Charlotte, it's too late, you know? The damage has already been done. As far as the Arab Muslim community in America is concerned, that this all happened because Biden failed to provide leadership in the first place, and that Netanyahu felt free to go his own way in terms of how to respond. No one doubts the right of Israel to respond, but as soon as you start killing innocent civilians with 2,000-pound bombs provided by the U.S. taxpayer, you're going to get Bernie Sanders on your back right away. And he's made it very clear that the Israelis are risking long-term American security for the short-term benefits of doing whatever it wants in Gaza. But what you are seeing is a very slow shifting of a long-time relationship in a very different direction.
All right, Joe Siracusa from Curtin University from Australia. Thank you.
Thank you.